So my name is Father Ken. I appreciate the time that you're taking to watch our video. I definitely want to thank Bishop Kulik, who was kind enough, gracious enough to allow this church to be rebuilt, to remain open. Hopefully we'll be able to produce these videos once a month so all of you can keep track on the progress here. As you watch this first video, when you see the damage caused on the roof, it might be items that you've seen before, either by driving by the church or watching drone pictures shown on various TV channels and in the newspapers. Probably what will be new for all of you will be the damage caused to the inside. The inside of the church obviously has been closed off for any public viewing because of safety factors and concerns. You'll just see there's a lot of scaffolding, a lot of plastic, a lot of wooden coverings on the floor, a lot of construction materials. So it's too dangerous for people just to be walking in here, perusing the damage. So we'll do those damage items by video. So you can see maybe for the first time what has been occurring to the inside of the church as the roof was blown off the church back in April 2020. You'll see a lot of cracks in the ceiling, plaster that's fallen down at this point. It's my understanding, but I'm no expert, just on what I've been trying to garner so far, that a lot of work will be done on checking to see how secure the plaster is that has not fallen. So we're not going to take for granted just the bad spots, so the spot you see where plaster has fallen. The rest of the plaster will be examined to make sure it is secure. There's been a lot of water damage. You might be able to notice the water marks coming down the side of the walls, a lot of cracking that has occurred because of that water damage. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done, a lot of areas that need to be addressed. One of the confessionals on the side where the roof was blown off got saturated with water, so a lot of the interior to that confessional will need to be addressed. The bathrooms need to be addressed. The ceiling next to the bathrooms, the water was seeping through those ceilings at a pretty good rate of speed. At the time, the weather wasn't very good. It continued to rain as they were trying to get the roof covered. There was high winds and rain, so it was difficult getting the temporary roof onto the building here. So there's just been a lot of damage caused that maybe you can't see, but it is there. You'll also notice that the pews have been covered with plastic. The altar has been covered with scaffolding and plastic. A lot of work was done to protect the altar. This is a magnificent altar. I understand this altar dates back to about 1912. That would make this altar about 109 years old. Again, a lot of work was put into covering the altar, the side altars, to make sure that any further damage, any further plaster that might be loose and just on its way to falling would not hit those side altars or the main altar. So hopefully we can keep it that way, get the church rebuilt, and get the scaffolding down when that time comes, get the altar cleaned, and retain the sanctity and beauty of the wood. Also, there's been a lot of work behind the scenes that has occurred up to this point, sending bids out to general contractors and architects. So once the general contractor is selected, the architect, then at that point forward, you'll begin to see actual people on the roof and people in the building doing the actual rebuild. Hopefully work will be able to get started maybe toward the beginning of June. That would be great. It's hard to say when we would complete the project, but we definitely want to make sure is that everything that is done well, properly, and also there's no pressure on workers that would only cause maybe someone to get hurt. In terms of that, I would appreciate it as you're watching this video, and as we travel through this project, if you would pray daily to Saint Vincent Ferrer. He's the patron saint of construction workers. Just to offer a little prayer to him, and then as the bid package is awarded, to pray that those men and those women are kept safe in this project. We will also, in conjunction with the videos, we'll be sending out letters, especially as a lot of work is unfolding, to update everyone on what is going on. Inside of the first letter we'll be sending out in about 3 weeks will be the actual prayer to Saint Vincent Ferrer. Perhaps attach it to your refrigerator, to your medicine cabinet as you're getting ready for work in the morning, or just pray it every day. Someplace that's obvious, you can see it, you can offer that prayer. hopefully when this all concludes, we'll have a beautiful church as we did before the storm, and we can celebrate the fact that no one got seriously hurt on this project. So keep our construction workers in your prayers for their safety.